TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at noon.
Good afternoon. This is Cool News at Home. Cool News at Home. I mean Cool News at noon. And live from the renovated Cool News Studios, I'm Cairo. Let's get into the headlines now. Police anti-narcotics operatives in Rizal Province arrested 6 drug suspects and seized over 622,000 pesos worth of Shabu crystal meth and an illegal firearm in bypass operations on Saturday and Sunday, October 12 and 13. The Region 4A police reported that police drug enforcers in Binanognan colored one alias sought after he reportedly sold 500 pesos worth of Shabu to a poster buyer in Barangay Libis around 6:15 p.m. on Saturday. During the transaction, the suspect was reportedly also in possession of 7 plastic sachets containing shabu weighing 56.5 grams worth more than 384,000 pesos and a digital weighing scale. These items were confiscated by law enforcers too. With flicks, the police also found the suspect reportedly carrying an undocumented caliber .45 pistol loaded with 6 bullets. In Taytay, policemen nabbed Mike and Macmac in another sting operation in Barangay Dolores around 3:10 a.m. Sunday. The two yielded 8 sachets of meth weighing 25 grams worth 170,000 pesos. The cops also confiscated a motorcycle believed to have been used by the suspects in their illegal drug business. Meanwhile, police in Canta Town arrested Kano and Onax in Barangay San Juan around 7:40 p.m. on Saturday. The suspects yielded 6 sachets of shabu worth 34,000 pesos. Meanwhile, in San Mateo Town, anti-illegal drug operators busted Tantay during a sting operation in Barangay Pintong, Pucawe around 8:50 p.m. on Saturday. The suspect was found with 5 sachets of meth worth 24,000 pesos. Policemen also seized 2 mobile phones from the arrested suspects that will be examined for drug transactions. The report tagged sought as a high-value individual in the drug trade, while the rest of the suspects were identified as street-level pushers in the local beats. All suspects are under police custody and will face a formal complaint for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. SWAT will also face another case for illegal possession of a firearm. Give me one moment, I will get my charger. Alright, I got my charger now. Let's continue with the headlines. The National Bureau of Investigation in Central Visayas, NBI-7, will be checking to see if the 4 Indonesian nationals they are still searching for were among the 400 found inside another alleged Poco hub in Mobile, Cebu. This is part of their efforts to find the 8 Indonesian who was part of the initial rescue operation, and 3 others were passports were found inside the votes seized from the Lapu-Lapu Pogo Hub. NBI 7 Director Lawyer Renan Oliva recalled that the discovery of the Pogo Hub in Barangay Agus, Lapu-Lapu City last August 31, stemmed from a request from the Indonesian embassy for the rescue of 8 Indonesian nationals. Unexpectedly, the hotel turned out to be a Pogo Hub, and law enforcement found a total of 169 foreign nationals inside. Among them were 7 of the targets of the rescue operation. One individual, however, has still not been located. A little while later, NBI 7 found 3 Indonesian passports hidden inside the 3 vaults from the hotel. These men are also nowhere to be found. Olivia said that they will be coordinating with the local authorities to discover the alleged Pogo Hub in Morabal on October 10 to check if these 4 Indonesians were among the 38 foreigners taken into custody at the resort. Another possibility that NBI 7 is considering is that the 4 men may have already fled Cebu province. Due to this, Olivia said they are coordinating with their counterparts in Manila. Olivia also gave an update on the search warrant for disclosure of computer data that they applied to assess the contents of the numerous computer sets and mobile phones they confiscated from the Lapu-Lapu Pogo Hub. He told reporters that their application for the warrant will be heard by the cybercrime unit in Lapu-Lapu City on October 21. Furthermore, he shared that they will be applying for another search warrant to open 5 more vaults that they found inside one of the Chinese operators' living quarters at the hotel. A separate warrant is needed to open the other vaults as they were not among those found at the workstation. Olivia explained that this is one of the instructions of the Anti-Money Laundering Council for the filing of additional charges to the 16 individuals they already charged with qualified trafficking in persons. As of this writing, NBI 7 is still waiting for the rescheduling of the arraignment of the case after it was delayed last October 3 due to a motion to quash the information. Davao City became the top local government outside of Metro Manila with the highest locally sourced tax take, as amassing 6.67 billion pesos in revenues. According to data obtained by the Accord, Davao City had the highest tax collections with 6.67 billion pesos last year, up by 10.9% from 6.02 billion pesos recorded in 2022. Coming in second was Cebu City with 4.70 billion pesos, which saw an increase of 15.3% in 2023 from 4.07 billion pesos in the previous year. Completing the 10 cities with the most taxes generated are Santa Rosa City with 3.95 billion pesos collections last year, up by 90.5% from 3.31 billion pesos. This was followed by Calabas City at 3.57 billion pesos, Cagayan de Oro City with 3.30 billion pesos, Batangas City with 2.73 billion pesos, Antipolo City with 2.56 billion pesos, Rizal Province with 2.50 billion pesos, Iloilo City with 2.47 billion pesos, and Mantu City with 2.42 billion pesos. Bureau of Local Government Finance Executive Director Consolacion Agcaoli attributed the higher local government tax take to updated revenue ordinance and schedules on market values, adoption of fees and charges toolkit, effective tax campaign, efficient collection, and adoption of innovative strategies. Likewise, more provinces and cities have updated the schedule of market values, increasing real property tax collections, Orly told the Inquirer. And coming later on koolNews at noon, we have a lot of international headlines to cover, which we have Obama's call, and yes, Obama's call to black men on misconduct touches a nerve among Democrats. What else here? Morocco's striped men see facial tattoo tradition fate. Jewish school in Canada hit by gunfire for second time. Iran bans pagers, walkie-talkies on flights after Lebanon attacks. And in entertainment news, Selena Gomez, Zoe Saldana reconnect in gender-bending film Eminent Prayers. It is now 12:10 in the afternoon, and we will be right back right here on Cool News at noon. Stick around.
Na hangout na!
Makitawa,
Timbang ni Chito sa ngayon, laban ni Chito umabot sa 300 kilogram.
makichismis,
So, anong say mo? Hirik sa Mix Channel. Cheat, 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 cheat. Next ga! Isipin kahit kailan.
at makigulo tuwing gabi kasama ang Hangout with Mamon. Hangout with Mamon. Lunes hanggang Miyerkules, 8 p.m. at 9:30 p.m.
Ito po ang Hangout with Mamon.
Dito lang sa nag-iisang himpilan, Cool FM.
Feeling good while you work. Cool FM.
Welcome back to Cool News at Noon. Let's continue with the headlines now. Continuing with the international headlines. As a young girl growing up in the Atlas Mountains, Hanuman's family took her to have her chin tattooed with the cherry signs that generations Amorocan Amazigh tribeswoman wore. When I was six, they told me tattoos were pre-adornments. Recalled the 67-year-old from Imijil village of the once common practice among women in North Africa's Amish groups, long referred to as Berbers. Many tribespeople from the area prefer to be called Amas or Imashrikan, which means free people. Today, like in many of the indigenous cultures across the world where facial tattoos were long prevalent, the practice has largely faded. Many attribute the near disappearance of facial tattoos to Morocco's changing religious attitudes in recent decades, with interpretations of Islam where in-skin and other body modifications like piercings are prohibited taking hold. We will use charcoal to draw the designs on our face, then a woman would prick the drawing with a needle until blood came out, Moslau told AFP, adding that they will rub the wound daily with a chewed green herb to deepen the tattoo's color. The markings vary in design between the minorities tribes and were used to signify the wearer's origin while offering beauty and protection. Being tattooed would hurt, said Hanu at Mjen, age 71, and we couldn't hold back our tears, but it remains a tradition that our ancestors passed down to us. Morocco has the largest Amazigh population in North Africa, with Tamazight, the community's language, recognized as an official language alongside Arabic. According to the most recent census in 2014, more than a quarter of Morocco's 35 million inhabitants speak at least one dialect, Darifit, Tamazight, or Tachilhit. Abdallu Ahmed Finigu, a geography teacher and researcher from Emil Chill, told AFP that women had often had their chins, foreheads, or hands tattooed. Some women had intimate areas tattooed as a wedding gift, expressing their love for their husband, he added. The designs held different meanings to the different communities. The woman, through her tattoos, expresses her beauty and her value as an individual independent of the man, he said, explaining what the different shapes can mean. The circle, for example, represents the universe and beauty, just like the moon and the sun, which occupied an important place in local rites, he said. But changing religious trends means fewer women are getting inked. In recent years, this custom has been tainted by preconceived ideas from Salafist currents, he added. referring to the Sunni Islamist movement that seeks to return to the practices and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Osu Ojabor, member of local development association Aklim, said women with the markings have faced social pressure. Fundamentalists sometimes describe tattooing as the devil's book or as the first thing to be burned on the human body, he said. Some women even remove the tattoos long after getting them for fear of punishment after death. A Jewish school in Toronto was hit by gunfire Saturday for the second time this year, police said, as Canada sees a rise in anti-Semitic attacks since the start of the war in Gaza. No one was injured after shots were fired from a vehicle at around 4 a.m. at the Bais Sihaya Muska school, with the only damage being a broken window, according to authorities. The school in the North York area of Toronto was targeted in a similar incident in May, and police believe the two shootings are connected. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he was very disturbed by the incident, which came as Jewish people celebrated Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year in Judaism. As we wait for more details, my heart goes out to the students, staff, and parents who must be terrified and hurting today, Trudeau said in a post on X. Anti-Semitism is a disgusting and dangerous form of hate, and we won't let it stand, he added. According to a report published and made by Jewish organization B'nai B'rith Canada, anti-Semitic acts more than doubled in the country between 2022 and 2023. In November 2023, a Jewish school in Montreal was shot at twice in a single week with no one injured. Iran has banned pagers and walkie-talkies on all flights, local media reports Saturday, weeks after deadly sabotage attacks in Lebanon, which were blamed on Israel. The entry of any electronic communication device except mobile phones in flight cabins or in non-accompanied cargo has been banned. ISNA news agency reported, citing the spokesman for Iran's civil aviation organization, Jafar Yazelo. The decision came over 3 weeks since sabotage attacks targeting members of the Iran-allied Hezbollah group in Lebanon that saw pagers and walkie-talkies explode, killing at least 39 people. Nearly 3,000 others were wounded in the attack, which Iran and Hezbollah blamed on Israel, including Tehran's ambassador to Lebanon, Mojtaba Amani. Early this month, Dubai-based airline Emirates banned pagers and walkie-talkies on board its planes. Regional tensions have soared since the outbreak of the Gaza war in October last year, drawing in Iran-aligned groups from Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen. Multiple airlines have in recent weeks suspended flights to Iran following Tehran's missile attack on Israel on October 1. Iran fired some 200 missiles at Israel to retaliate against the killing of Tehran-aligned military leaders in the region and a general in Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Israel has since vowed to retaliate, with Defense Minister Yoav Gallant saying the response will be deadly, precise, and surprising. And Barack Obama had frank words for black men who may be considering sitting out the election. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president, and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that, he said Thursday to Harris while campaign volunteers and officials at the field office in Pittsburgh. America's first black president touched a nerve among Democrats worried about Vice President Kamala Harris' chances of becoming the second. Harris is counting on black turnout in battleground states such as Pennsylvania in her tight race with Republican Donald Trump, who has focused on energizing men of all races and trying to make inroads with black men in particular. Obama's comments believe that black men still overwhelmingly back Harris. but her campaign and allies have worked hard trying to shore up support with this critical group of supporters and address the questions about potential misconduct. Black Americans are the most democratic-leaning racial demographic in the country, with black men being outpaced only by black women in their support for Democrats. A recent poll conducted by the Associated Press NOC Center for Public Affairs Research found that about 7 in 10 black voters had a favorable view of Harris and preferred her leadership to that of Trump on several major policy issues, including the economy, healthcare, abortion, immigration, and the war between Israel and Hamas. There was little difference in support for Harris between black men and black women. And finally, in the showbiz entertainment news, superstars Selena Gomez and Saldana say making the genre bending movie Emilio Perez allowed them to tap into their emotions and talents. Directed by French archer Jacques Audiard, Amelia Perez merges the diverse genres of mystical, crime, and comedy to tell the story of a Mexican cartel leader, played by Carla Sofia Gascon, who transitions from male to female and starts a non-profit dedicated to finding the bodies of disappeared people. Gascon, a transgender actress, portrays both the male and female identities of Amelia Perez. Saldana takes on the role of the lawyer, aiding Perez in her transition journey, while Gomez predicts the mother of Perez's children. Texas-born Gomez described the project as a gift of patience and audaciousness. I should be happy in my life. I should be passionate. I should be frustrated when it's my time to feel frustrated. It allowed me to feel, she said at the movie's London Film Festival premiere on Friday. Emilio Perez is presented in melodious Spanish and showcases the singing and dancing skills of its cast. It gave me an opportunity to reconnect with a part of me that I had so long ago said goodbye to, said Saldana. As I made my introduction into acting, I sort of shed that skin of dancing, even though I was able to do dancing skills to sort of enhance a career in action genre-driven films, but I miss it. I will always be a dancer at heart, the Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy star said. The film debuted at Cannes in May, where it was doubly honored, winning the festival's jury prize, and Saldana, Gascon, Gomez, and Andrea Paz sharing the Best Actress award. Oscar buzz has ensued. I am grateful if this takes me all the way there. It would be a dream come true, said Saldana, adding, but I was raised by a woman that always compelled me to be proud of other women. And if I'm going to be cheering on another woman in my category, if I even make it to these categories, I'm just going to be just as happy and just as proud. And that is it for koolNews at noon. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhphilippines.news@gmail.com. And join us again later for more news headlines with koolNews at 4. Until then, I'm Cairo. We will see you later for more news headlines with koolNews at 4. Good afternoon.